This weekend, Collision 2025, a Supermajor tournament will be taking place in Secaucus, New Jersey. The tournament features 9 of the SSBM ranked Summer 2025 top 10, making it one of the most important tournaments of the entire year. The first seed is Zayn, which makes perfect sense, considering his incredible consistency in winning the last 2 majors at Gommel Forever and Supernova 2025. Pair that with Cody Schwab, Zayn's only big roadblock for rank 1 not being in attendance, and any sane person would seed Zayn first here. Our second seed is another obvious one, Hungrybox. Clearly the overall third best player of the year so far, quite far behind Zayn, but quite far ahead of the rank 4, and considering the rank 1 isn't here, it's once again quite safe to seed the Clutch God second. The third seed is maybe slightly less obvious, it's Joshman. Although he did just get ranked 4th in the world as of the latest official rankings, he skipped Supernova, putting him as the third seed is maybe a bit questionable, but overall, nothing serious. Following the trend of having seeding go according to rankings, Moki's the 4th seed. He is coming off one of, if not the most inconsistent seasons of his life. Incredible full house, which is almost single-handedly carrying his rank right now, but also having some very low lows, such as 17th at Battle of BC and tipped off. The 5th seed is SDJ. Their season has consisted entirely of 9ths and a 3rd, with the 9th containing no real terrible losses outside maybe a questionable Crake loss at Supernova, and the 3rd having incredible wins, where they defeated Hungrybox and Cody. Being 5th seed, they're projected to play the winner of Moki Laud, either of which I feel are a good matchup for SDJ considering SDJ just beat Moki at Genesis. The 6th seed is Axe. He's had a fairly consistent season with outside of 1/17th that tipped off, all his placements have been between 4th and 9th. He's picked up some really good wins along the way, but just hasn't been able to overcome the top foxes in his biggest hurdle of all, Hungrybox. Sadly for him, he's almost guaranteed to play HBox if he wants a shot at the gold, but a lot of Axe's career has been about proving people wrong, and maybe he can do it again here. The 7th seed is now the first woman to ever reach top 10 in the world, Salt. She skipped out on Supernova, but has had some pretty strong and consistent tournaments the rest of the year. Her winner's path includes Crudo and HBox, both of which, especially HBox, have given her a lot of trouble in the past, but honestly I feel if she were to overcome both of them, her path into winners finals is honestly pretty likely, as she would play the winner of Joshman vs. Axe, both of which she boasts strong records against this season. Rounding out our top 8 seeds is Wizrobe, who for the first time in a while, minus a hiccup in 2022, isn't the highest ranked Falcon main in the world. Maybe this will give Wizzy the fire to go on a tear at this event, and I feel his path of Aklo and Zayn to make it to winner side top 8 could see him going on a big run with a lot of upsets. Now that we've been over the top 8 seeds, let's look at some other things. For one, this is actually the first time in Melee's 24-year history where 4 majors in a row have reached Supermajor status. This streak includes Tipped Off 16, Get On My Level Forever, Supernova 2025, and finally Collision 2025 this weekend. The only time there's been even 3 Supermajors in a row was back in 2006, when MLG was running everything. The tournaments include MLG Orlando 2006, MLG New York Playoffs 2006, and the 2006 MLG National Championships. I think this is a good sign for Melee's future. One player I want to take a second to focus on is Jmook. While he hasn't had any amazing results this year apart from a 4th at Battle of BC back in March, we all know Jmook has what it takes to go on an incredible run and win this. He won Collision 2023, and he won Nouns Invitational 2024 when he was at arguably the lowest point of his entire career. I believe if any of the underdogs win, it is likely to be Jmook. Zayn has a surprisingly tough path. He has people he's either lost to recently or people who have historically given him a lot of trouble in the past. His round 2 pools opponents are OG Kid and a newly minted top 40 Zanya, which by Zayn standards shouldn't give him much trouble. The problems start in top 32, where he has to play Junebug, who defeated Zayn in their last encounter at Nouns Bowl in April. He then has to play the winner of Wizrobe and Aklo. Wizzy, while not posing much of a threat recently, just defeated Cody Schwab, who's the best player in the world. He also used to give Zayn a lot of trouble a few years ago. Aklo, who historically hasn't been as much of a threat as Wizzy, managed to snag 2 sets off Zayn last year at separate events. If Aklo were to play like he was in the back half of last year, maybe he can be back low. There are a couple players who, while they don't go to much, when they do, they put on a show. Swedish Delight is attending his 4th major of the decade, and first major since Don't Park on the Grass 2024 in November of last year. I believe he's one of the most slept on players in the world. Even at Don't Park, he only lost to Zayn and Nikki, and he took games off both of them. Faith is at her 2nd major of the year, with the other being Supernova 2025. While her Supernova really wasn't that amazing, she got 17th at Genesis X last year, which in my opinion is an amazing run considering she took down Salt, Zamu, and Zanya, who are all having amazing 2025 seasons. If she were to lock in, who knows how well she can do. Nikki didn't go to much, but after getting sponsored at the end of last year, he's gone to 4 majors this year. It started off really well with Nikki getting 3rd at Nouns Bowl, only losing to Joshman and Cody. But after that, his results have kinda fell off a cliff. He's gotten 17th at Supernova and tipped off, and 33rd at Gommel. After Don't Park, we all know he has what it takes to make it back to the top, but I really think he has to prove it here. Now I want to go over a few specific matchups. Triff STJ is projected to happen as a top 8 qualifier. You may think that should be a relatively easy win for STJ considering it's Peach versus Jigglypuff, which is historically a horrendous matchup on Peach's end, but at Triff's magical Genesis X2 run, STJ is one of the people he took down en route to his unprecedented 2nd place. I think this match could go either way, but definitely watch this one as I feel it could go down to the wire. I think Magi versus Joshman could be a very interesting set. They're seeded to play in winners top 32, with Joshman seeded to convincingly win the set. However, I believe Magi has a really high chance of taking it for herself. She's proven to be incredibly proficient in the Fox matchup, being up on Moki and Aklo this season. If she were to win that, she would get the winner of Axe and Triff. She lost a fairly close 3-1 set to Axe at Supernova and has never played Triff, so I think either of those sets could go either way. Finally, we're seeded to get a run back from either Full Bloom or Supernova. Crike is seeded to play the loser of Aklo or Wizzy. He defeated Wizzy in an incredible upset at Full Bloom and lost to Aklo at Supernova during his breakout run to top 8. That's gonna do it for this video, but I want to take a second to just talk about some stuff for a bit. First, while I always put the link to my thumbnail artist's channel at the top of the description, I don't think anyone's really checked it out, so if you have Twitter, go give her a follow. She deserves it. Also, I'm gonna be away for a bit, so I likely won't be uploading the rest of the month, but I'll definitely try to get something out regarding the results of Collision when I'm home. Last, I want to go to Riptide, but I'm 17 and would need my mother to take me, so if you want to help me convince her, just leave a comment saying, take Will to Riptide, or please come to Riptide, or something like that. That's gonna be all. Thank you for watching to the end. Please like and subscribe, as I'm getting pretty close to 2,000 subs, and goodbye.